When it comes to pizza in Connecticut, the state is known as one of, if not the best, if you're looking for your cheese, sauce, and crust combined friend. But outside of the big names like Frank Pepe's and the other greats of New Haven, a lot of local family restaurants don't get the love they deserve. Having been in business for over 50 years, Gino's Original Pizzeria, located off Route 2 at 50 Main Street, East Hartford, is home to some of the best pizza you can find. From delivery, family pasta feast, kids eat free promotions, gluten awareness, and everything in between, it's almost a guarantee there is something on the menu that you will love and a reason to keep coming back. Gino's has a strong emphasis on customer relationships, so we talked to a longtime customer, Jakai Pagan, to see what keeps him loyal to this local mom and pop pizza shop.
I love Geno's because the atmosphere is great and the employees and the owner are very kind and they're very active owners. They're not like just in the background.
You don't see that kind of service everywhere. Having been in the food industry her whole life, Gino's owner, Corinne Robar, understands this more than anyone. To her, building a bond with customers new and old helps get people talking and can be a restaurant's strongest advertisement. The people who come through the door become family.
So keeping a relationship with them, making them happy, they come back and you need repeat business for a small mom and pop shop to survive. And they get to know you and you get to know them and you build relationships and they ask you about your family and how you're doing. And I get to know them on a personal basis where they tell me about their family and their lives.
It is good to see customers loving the food and atmosphere. These are hands down the most important parts of a restaurant, but what about the staff that's behind the scenes? To win the Best Pizza in East Hartford Challenge in 2021 is no easy task, but that's exactly what Gino's did, thanks to the wonderful employees in the front and back of house. While the restaurant business can be stressful at times, and that's an understatement, it's hardly noticeable here as the staff are always communicating. It's a well-oiled machine from when the ticket prints to when the food reaches the customer's table. Employee Ariel Walker just recently started working at Gino's and already has high praise for the work environment.
What I love most about working at Gino's is the fast-paced environment, working with different people, meeting new customers, and the amazing smelling food.
Corinne Robar has always made sure her employees feel like a part of the family, and coming into work is not a chore. While people can't goof off because at the end of the day it's still a job, it's encouraged to be lighthearted and have a good laugh. It also helps that Corinne isn't the type of owner who locks herself in the office or makes no appearance during a shift. She is in the thick of it, making food as a chef right alongside her employees. And when the holidays come along, the restaurant does a whole staff appreciation holiday party where Corinne gives back to her employees even more. It sounds like a great job.
So basically the front of house is important because they work on customer service and providing great customer service and then communicating with the kitchen, making sure that everything goes out smoothly. So the kitchen staff needs to communicate with the front of house. So you need a really strong team to work well, prep everything, make sure everything goes smoothly for the shift. Time management and all of that, working together, helping each other is very critical in a restaurant. But it can be a very stressful environment, and having the team behind me is very helpful because without them, I wouldn't be where I am today, having a successful mom and pop.
If you get the chance or are in the area, make sure to stop by and enjoy some delicious pizza, just like I'm about to. I'm Christopher Cruz with Jared Toffel behind the camera. Back to you.
With the Trump administration cracking down on immigration, many undocumented students are fearful of what could happen. Reporter Ananya Patel took to campus to see what Eastern is doing to protect these students.
Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Patel and today we are taking a look into what Eastern Connecticut State University is doing to protect their undocumented students with the recent changes in the federal government and new policies being enforced around the country. Immediately once entering office, the Trump administration and Kristi Noem, the current Secretary of Department of Homeland Security, rescinded guidance that prevented immigration officials from arresting individuals at schools, churches, and colleges. Since 1993, federal policy has been that immigration enforcement actions were prohibited near or at these locations. However, the Trump administration is looking to crack down on illegal immigration and threaten mass deportations. Justice officials have said that they will investigate state and local officials who refuse to follow and enforce the policies. We spoke to one Eastern Connecticut State University student to get their reaction on immigration policy changes.
One of my initial reactions to all the policy changes ongoing is reminding myself that at the end of the day, like, there are certain, like, checks and balances that are in our government, and hope that representatives and other people in power just take that initiative to reduce how fast these policies are being enacted.
As you can see, during this time of change, students have a lot on their plate. So what exactly is Eastern Connecticut State University's plans if ICE were to come on campus? Luckily for students, the university's president and chief of police were very transparent about what they will do for students. Upon arriving back to campus earlier this year, students received an email from President Kareem Ismaili that stated, quote, Eastern remains steadfast in its commitment to providing a safe, inclusive, and supportive environment for all campus community members. End quote, as well as reaffirming, quote, Eastern's unwavering commitment to celebrating diversity and fostering a climate of inclusion and respect, end quote. There are a few key procedures that will be enforced to show that the school's administration genuinely cares for these values. One being that if ICE agents are trying to access campus or requesting information, they must immediately be directed to President Kareem's office or the Eastern Chief of Police. Also, in accordance with the Connecticut Trust Act, Eastern Police will not be making arrests or detentions due to warrants issued by ICE. So, do the students at Eastern Connecticut State University believe that this is enough? Do they truly feel safe on campus?
Over time, I kind of started to see, like, kind of appreciate that he was recognizing what was going on, not just leaving that student body in the dump or wherever. So it was nice to see that he recognized what was going on, having all these teams come and, you know, put up these kind of letters or all these sayings, having like meetings, just any little thing was kind of, I think I was starting to appreciate it and, you know, be grateful that, you know, I'm in a school where these kind of things are being, you know, taken awareness of.
It's good to see students proud about the university they attend, but there is still more that can be done. If you have more questions, please make sure to check out Eastern's website on the pages titled Protocol with Respects to U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement on CSCU campuses and the ICE Protocols and Campus Safety FAQs page. That's all from me. My name is Ananya Patel with Jared Toffel behind the camera. Thanks for listening.
Last Saturday, reporter Ananya Patel was in the Fine Arts Instructional Center to give us a rundown on the music department's staff recital. Let's hear what it was all about.
Hello everyone, my name is Ananya Patel and I'm here in the Fine Arts Instructional Center where on Saturday, March 1st at 2:30 p.m. the music department hosted an art song recital in the concert hall. Let's take a look at some of the influential composers that this concert focused on and the history behind what makes them so great. First is Clara Schumann, a German pianist who is regarded as one of the most distinguished pianists of the Romantic era. She was considered a child prodigy and later in her career focused on performing as well as teaching, shaping the future of piano playing. Eugene Smith Moore was a music educator often called the Dean of Black Women Composers. She wrote more than 100 works that reflected African American heritage and emphasized the role of music in social justice and cultural expression. And finally, Missy Mazzoli, who experimented with electronic and indie rock. She was one of the first women commissioned by the Metropolitan Opera. We spoke to soprano Emily Riggs to see how to prepare for a performance like this.
So preparation typically starts about a year or more in advance with choosing the music that we're going to feature on this concert. So the idea for featuring women composers came about a year ago when we were scheduling. We were looking at the calendar and realized that the recital would fall on the first day of Women's History Month.
Now that we have a little bit of history about the key composers and the music that they made, what did the actual faculty recital look like? While we were told we were not allowed inside the concert hall, you can hear the beautiful music through the large door and speakers in the lobby. The performers were Emily Riggs, who has collaborated with the Grammy Award-winning ensemble 8th Blackbird as soprano. David Bellina was the pianist, who has performed at some of the nation's most prestigious venues, including the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts and Carnegie Hall. And finally, special guest cellist Peter Zay. The three put together a great performance that was all around stunning. Afterwards, attendees had the chance to meet the performers and enjoy light refreshments. Admission was free for all Eastern students with a suggested donation of $10, with the proceeds going towards the faculty recital series, which was established to be a means to raise scholarship funds for currently enrolled and incoming students. We had a chance to meet with a student, Heather Tush, on her opinion of the performance.
I mean, it was incredible. I love Dr. Riggs and Dr. Baena. I study with them, so it was nice to see them perform. They're incredibly talented people.
That's all from me. Make sure to keep up to date with all things music here at Eastern by following the music department on Instagram at Music Eastern CT. Once again, thank you. I'm Ananya Patel with Jared Toffel behind the camera, and back to you guys in the studio.
Sounds like it was a great show. Thank you, Ananya.
Ever wondered how you can make lasting connections with employers as a communication, film, or theater major? Our very own sports host, Jared Toffel, has the answer to that question and more.
Here at Easton, the Communications, Film, and Theater Department hosts plenty of events to help students build connections into the workforce. One of these events is here today in the Betty Tipton Room from 9 to 12. This is Entertainment Media Day. Let's go take a look on what's inside. With a bunch of different companies such as Film Haven Productions, NBC Universal, and many more, there was plenty of different opportunities here at Entertainment Industry Day. We got a chance to speak with some students about their experience.
Yeah, so an event like this for me is a great way to get involved and get in contact with a lot of amazing employers. There are already some graduates of ETV here that I've been really excited to talk to. And yeah, it just seems like a really great way to get involved in the industry, especially as someone who is a fourth year. And so I'm going to need to know, all right, where can I go after I graduate? This is a really great opportunity for me, for a lot of students.
As you heard, many Easton alumni managed to get their foot in the door due to their experience here at Easton. We managed to talk to Chris Whedon from NBC Universal, who is an Easton alumni.
Something I would suggest is just don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Try to get as much hands-on experience as you can here and take advantage of the resources you have available to you at Eastern. I was a radio host. I took part in our ETV News product here at the school, ETV Sports, and that gave me talking points and the experience necessary to speak to in an interview when I got this position. And take advantage of opportunities like internships. We certainly value young talent. It's something we, as we see eyeballs and folks continue to diversify the way they consume their media, we're finding it more and more important to connect with a younger audience and get that young talent in and hear what their experience is like and where they're gathering their news and programming from so we can stay relevant.
Another Easton alum we managed to talk to was Andrew Meager from the Hartford Yard Goats, who also has some great advice for students.
I think it helps, and the tactic I took coming out of college, graduating from Eastern, is to get as much experience as early as you can. I think it never hurts to pick up volunteer hours on a weekend and put it on your resume, or even if it's something as small as, doing yard work for your neighbor and putting it on your resume. It speaks values for who you are and the efforts you take. I think if your resume has a little more in it as far as, traits, experience, different areas of experience, it puts you in a different pile than someone who just has school education and that's it.
We heard plenty about the communication side of things, but in this department we also have film and theater. There were plenty of companies here for those film and theater majors if they were looking for opportunities. I also recommend checking out a bunch of the clubs here on campus. We have Campus Lantern, ETV News/Sports, we have radio show, and we also have theater groups and film groups. As you can see, there's a lot you could do on campus to prepare for your future. I know personally I'm a part of ETV News/Sports, Campus Lantern, and also have my own radio show. No matter your major, keep an eye out on all events hosted by the Career Success Center, as they might have events just like this for you to build connections. As always, I'm Jared Toffel with Chris behind the camera. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Jared. Make sure to be on the lookout for future events such as this one so you can get to making those important connections sooner rather than later.